We're talking about ads. Welcome back to Rise of Nyarlathotep, a place where we have advertisements and tell spooky stories. I am your host and DM, Lucas. My pronouns are he, him. The music provided today is from Sirenscape, and it looks like we have some good captions going, so I'm just gonna keep spinning this train. Let's hop on over to Ian.
Hi everyone, my name is Ian, my pronouns are he, him, and my character is Weary, the artificer tiefling, whose pronouns are they, them.
Meg.
And we're gonna get rid of my penises.
Yeah.
Hi. Hi, my name is Meg. My pronouns are she, they. I am playing our sweet, socially anxious little godling druid, Alora, whose pronouns are they, them.
Jess.
Hi, I'm Jess. My pronouns are she, her, and I am playing Glyph the android, and their pronouns are they, them.
Eve.
Hello, I'm Eve, and I am playing TK37, the Goblin Enhanced, and both our pronouns are she, her.
Jason.
Hey, I'm Jason, and I'm playing Kratok, the Plumerian Bard. We are both he, him.
Alrighty. So, just as a few little things to bring up, we have... calories need to go. Oh my god. So, we have some new emotes on our Twitch channel that were made none other than by Jess. We have the Morgust emote, as well as we have a natural 20 emote. So, if, Morgust or any other creepy people show up, make sure you spam the hell out of that emote. And if we somehow miraculously roll a natural 20, which I think we've rolled one or two, then you can go ahead and just go to town on that. But last time on Dungeons and Dragons, our heroes had decided to spend some time in the Adventuring Guild. They had talked to a very sad Sadbot, and they also learned of the main plot. Now, the main plot, you say, what is that? They learned that they were to go investigate a group known as the Cult of Chaos. They were to look into this group and figure out who the leader is, what's going on, why are they going to Greenest, and to follow them to Greenest as well. After having a nice, relaxing time and with all this very normal information, they decided to go take a rest. Glyph had tried to talk to Sadbot about being awoken, and Sadbot had confirmed that they were indeed awake, but the pressures of sentience were heavy. And after getting some rest, Kratok had fallen into a bit of a fever dream. Fire, strange beings, and just immense shapes and sizes lurking all around. Waking up, Kratok had encountered a long finger dragging along a window and had a pleasant conversation with Morgust, the demigod of darkness. Morgust had come on in, was not a dog, and had crept over Glyph, talking about how Glyph was a thief. They stole faces. So you had woken up in the morning, and Alora had felt some strange presence on the other side of the door. TK cautiously went and opened up the door, finding writing on the other side saying "Others are watching," written in blood. And looking at the top of the ceiling, just for a part of a second, you saw Morgust there, and you blinked and Morgust was gone. And that's where we'll pick up. So TK, you are freaked out, standing in the doorway, Alora behind you, and the others are still in their room.
Yeah, TK is going to look at that blood sign and just turn back to Laura and say, 5 minutes. Gather up your stuff. We're getting out of here. That's a warning.
Got it.
Yeah, TK is already starting to pull on her armor.
So you two are getting ready, and the three of you were having a little conversation about a dog. How's that going?
Yeah, so all of that happened to Kratok, and you said the end of my bed had big claw marks in it?
Yeah,
The
and
bed frame?
you checked Kratok's finger talon, and it wasn't lining up.
Okay, I'm wearing gloves, of course, but I checked, was it me?
No.
Okay. Um, uh, with my back to everyone else, I'm going to very carefully and quickly take off the Morgust mask and put on my alabaster mask. And I'm gonna turn back to Kratok. Yeah, so this is something y'all haven't seen before. So the alabaster mask, it's kind of a creamy beige color, and it's got like lines going through it, like really, really expensive marble, and the lines are like bright white and gold. And the eyes are just like black glass. It's like a humanoid face. But the expression is just very like nondescript. Like you couldn't put an emotion to this face. It's a little uncanny. So Glyph kind of puts that in place. It's like, Kratok, what happened last night?
Well, I had a dream, and I woke up, and there were long fingers at the window, and it was telling me to let it in. And I didn't think it was going to go away. It said it was hungry, so I tried to throw it some food. There's some muffins on the table there. Yeah, and I guess it just snuck in. I couldn't close the window in time.
Wait, long fingers. That's not a dog.
No, I don't think it was a dog.
Okay, that's marginally worrying. Did it want anything besides the muffins?
I actually can't remember, but no, I
It,
don't remember.
yeah, it just said it was cold. It just wanted in.
It just seemed to want inside.
Okay, I think next time you let someone into our room, you maybe run it by us first, as a courtesy, because I'm sure I would have screamed if something with long fingers came in through the window, and my scream piercing.
Well, it wasn't on purpose. I didn't mean to let it in. It just kind of snuck its way in. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's a lot scarier now that I know it's not a dog.
And Glyph has been looking at the Morgus mask in their hand, and it's like, Kratok, did it look like this?
Would I actually recognize the face? 100%?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that was exactly it, actually.
Okay. And Glyph is saying this, and it's like the exact same like inflection each time. And they're going and starting to gather their things. They're like, okay. Yesterday, at the festival, I also saw this creature. I had thought at the time that it was a hallucination, possibly brought on by the magic of the Arcanium that we passed through to get here. Now I think it possibly is a real creature, and I have possibly upset it by wearing its face.
Oh, so it thinks that you are stealing its face?
No. I purchased this mask, and lots of people at the festival were wearing this mask. I can't imagine why it is interested in me. Glyph says, collecting their 8 vests and
Just around this time,
10 scarves.
TK and Alora, you finish getting ready. That writing's still on the wall.
But yeah, TK is just barging out and like spear at the ready and banging on the other door. And just scream, You got 3 minutes to get ready. We are getting out of here now. I'm not going back in the fucking tube.
Oh. Well, okay. I'm glad to see you've taken on this leadership role so excitedly.
Get ready.
Okay.
Yeah. Glyph's got their stuff together. I guess we're all getting. Y'all are getting dressed.
Yeah, I think Weary is probably reattaching all of the clothing layers and the leather vest and the corset.
This group has so much clothing. It's very
It's
fashionable.
important.
Yeah, and then very gingerly kind of like placing the veil and making sure that the horns poke out and the hair's just right.
You gotta take your time. You gotta look good, right?
Yeah, check the mirror.
First impressions are everything.
Yeah, what if like that horrible monster is like, I would have eaten you, but you were dressed so sharply that I felt bad.
I didn't want to ruin something so great. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna say.
So TK, while you're in the hallway, standing there with Alora, your stuff is ready. You see like a few other people are poking heads out of their rooms, like kind of looking into the hallway, looking just like back and forth and looking at you, a little confused.
Yeah, she's just going to point her spear at them and say, "Go back to bed."
Whoa! All right. Yeah. And then they just slowly close the door because adventurers know when other adventurers, you're being hunted by something. It happens, so they just close their door. They're like, it's usually it'll just go after that specific group, so we should be all right to sleep in.
TK is just going to like brush past the Lord and say, "Come on, we're going to go grab the file if it's there."
Oh right. I'm glad someone remembered. So you head on off while they're all getting ready, and you go to the front desk, and Willow's there. You see a few plates of muffins are being set out. They're going to be brought to other adventurers' rooms, and you see she's just like stacking some forms. Looks up. Oh, hi, you're from the new group. How's it going? I hope you slept well.
No, somebody broke in here and left a warning.
Oh my
I
god.
need that
Again.
document that the Duke left. Did the Duke leave it?
Yes, the Duke sent something. Here we go for the randos. Here you are. No, I was undecided, right? Sorry, it wasn't randos. Yeah, you snatch it, and it has all the it has all the relevant information of how much money you're going to be paid for everything.
Yeah, TK just gives a quick glance, then hands it to Laura.
And I'll like put it in my little satchel that I have.
And then she's gonna like grab a plate of muffins and just dump it into her bag.
Yeah, okay. It's around this time that the three of you rejoin the group.
Yeah, Kratok and Weary, you're not sure how, but somehow Glyph like kept their back to you and got dressed, and you still don't know what this person looks like.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
So you, I'm sorry, just for security's sake.
Condition.
Someone broke in here and they wrote something. I need to know where we have to clean it and how they broke in. Do you know who this person was, or group they belong to?
And it was written on the wall, and it was probably Fellstone. No, Fellstone wouldn't warn me.
Fellstone?
Kratok under his breath
Wait.
says, "I don't remember any writing."
TK, did you said there was writing?
Oh yeah, did they not pass that?
They did, and I did not see any writing.
You didn't. Written on the wall in blood. That we were being watched.
I feel like I would have noticed that. That's harrowing.
It's just going to stomp back over to it.
It's not there.
But magic's not gonna work.
And Willow comes along with you going, okay, well, I mean, if whoever left it cleaned it up, that's fantastic. That's one less thing for me, so. Or I guess Sadbot, really. Not me. No. Okay.
If she's going to, like, feel the wall and do that little, like, finger dust thing.
It's immaculate.
No
There's not even
shipment
like
for me.
there's no grit, nothing. If anything, it's cleaner than it
What
should
did the
be.
message?
What exactly did it say? You are.
Others
being
are
watched.
watching.
Others are watching.
Yeah.
Said others are watching. It's either a warning or a threat. Assuming it was written in blood, I'm going to say that's a threat.
Okay. So you
Why
all don't know
we are
who wrote.
leaving right now.
You don't know who wrote this message or broke in? Oh, okay, that's
Like I
fine.
said, it's either someone operating with the deep government, Bellstone operations, or some third party that is invested in me knowing that I'm being watched. But I don't know why they would write it in blood. That's a threat.
What if it was the man that we upset when we revealed to him that his friend had been, peas in a pod opened up?
You think it was Chip?
I know he seems friendly, but what if he's like secretly very big into scaring other people with threats?
I don't even know who that is, so I don't know why he would tell me.
Oh, I mean, I thought it was for all of us. But I guess you were the only one who saw it, so it's probably not Chip then. He's probably just a very friendly man.
He is a member of the Cult of Chaos.
Maybe less friendly.
I don't really care who wrote it. All I know is that I am being threatened, and I don't want to be here right now.
One of our note takers actually did a better job than me remembering. It's they're always watching.
No,
Not others
that's
are
even
watching.
worse.
Yeah.
I like the idea that TK can't exactly remember what it said. Something.
Honestly, yeah. She just reads
That tracks.
somebody's watching me, and they're here, and they should have
always
been here
feel
already,
like-
and I need to leave.
Something or another.
Oh, I mean, if we can get our notes from our boss and we can go, we can go. I just need to make a quick stop to buy some alchemy supplies before we leave town.
You're shopping earlier.
I'll just run in real quick and get it. It's like 50 gold.
You do that.
Okay,
She's going to turn to Willow.
Hmm.
Where can we get mounts?
Well, there is an area just near the gates. They sell spider horses, so you should be able to get some spider horses. And I mean, there might even be a caravan that you can go with if you want. They usually pay adventurers for protection, so if they're going the same direction. Otherwise, you could just grab some spider horses and be on your way. And for the dear listeners, the dear gentle listeners, spider horses are something unique to this land. The rest of the characters would be accustomed to these kind of creatures, but a spider horse is essentially much like a horse that you know and love. But it has 8 eyes, and it has 8 legs that end in hooves. But they are like that weird, like up like a spider, and then it ends in a hoof. And so like it moves like the weird crawl, but it has still like the horse body, a little enlarged, and the mouth opens like the vampires from the second Blade movie.
Nice.
So
Good
if
reference.
nobody knows, it's like the Predator thing where it opens like that.
Oh.
I'm assuming that means that they're lower to the ground.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, so that's not as much of a concern about having to scramble up on there.
No, you should be okay getting it. They usually have like there's like saddles and stuff. These creatures have existed for a long time, so like they have special saddles to help people get up onto these. And seeing as there's halflings, gnomes, and goblins all over this world, they didn't have too much of an issue making saddles for them.
Just checking.
I'll meet you all at the gate then. I'll just go make my purchase. And hurry, since your life is in danger, TK.
Weary, you should not go anywhere alone. If we are in any kind of danger.
Yes. Smart.
Nuts.
With that one said.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. But
I will come.
Yeah.
I will accompany you.
Sure. That'd be lovely. Thank you.
I was so close. I was so close to getting one of you alone.
How dare you? It is a quick shopping trip. It shouldn't even merit the mention, but I wanted to make sure I bought it before I left.
I mean, Jason can attest to how many times I have destroyed shops and towns when people have tried to go shopping.
It's a Lucas specialty.
One thing and I'm out. I promise.
It'll be a pleasant shopping experience. I'm certain, whether for me or for you. So
it doesn't we don't even have to go into detail if it's gonna be scary.
It's a horror game.
No. I wanted the horror outside of town because we've done a lot of horror inside the town.
So
the horror.
You all go out on outside of the Adventuring Guild, and it's the second day of the festival, so things are still going at a pretty good swing. A lot of people are shuffling around. They're wearing different fun masks, and you're all standing outside bright and early in the morning. You know, it's late summer, so it's kind of like that real cool morning, but you know it's going to be hot as hell in the afternoon and evening. So you're just enjoying the weather while you can. And so with the notes that you were given, TK, you were also given a general map of the Arcanium. So you know that you're up to the north at Port Divinarium, and just south to you there is Evocatia, which is the capital of the Arcanium. And a little bit further south to that is a place called Enchantland, which is a smaller town. Off to the right is Transmudia, which is a fairly large city that they deal with a lot of construction of magical items, as well as they're really well known for their fighting rings. And far off to the left-hand side is the Conj, which is a surfer town for a lot of like surfer-based wizards, because I needed one. Further south you go, you have Elusio, which is right near a lake, so it's one of those nice like lakeside resort towns. And then about a week away from Elusio, going further in like a southeast direction, you will make your way to Greenest, which is on the border of the Enclave of Terra and the Arcanium. So you see this map, but
not a short trip.
No, it's definitely going to take, you know, if you're going pretty steady on Spiderhorses, it might take you 2.5 weeks. If you're traveling with a caravan, it could add an extra week onto that, but you would have the additional protection of being with a caravan. So that's up to you how you want to proceed on that one. So we will start just hopping right into shopping, as we all know I love a good shopping trip. So Weary and Glyph, you are wandering off through the large crowds of people. It doesn't take long to kind of get through the large crowds that are just enjoying the festival. You see there's carts set up everywhere for all sorts of food. Like the smell of food hits your nose, Weary, and it smells pretty good. Glyph, it's doing not a lot for you as you keep marching along. And you ask a few locals, and they're directing you outside of the general area that this is set up in. Here, I'll bring up a map. So you're heading from sort of like near the docks and warehouse district, and you're going off to the grid. So the grid is more like a combination of mercantile and residential. So you go and you find this little quaint shop that's set up, and you know it's an alchemy shop because of the smell. Nobody would live in a house like this on purpose. Just all sorts of strange smells. Like every so often, like a purplish smoke comes out of the chimney, and someone swears, and you know the telltale signs that somebody loves alchemy.
It's just like home.
On the walk there, without even meaning to, Glyph ends up walking like half a step behind you, and keeps like perfect, like you never lose them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we will try to make kind of small talk, or I'll try to make kind of small talk behind me, but it's not quite landing because of the distance. So I'm just like, oh, you know what? This is probably, you've had probably a difficult morning with the the creepy stuff, so I'll just keep my thoughts to myself, and then when we get to the shop, I'll be very quick. I promise.
I just want to make sure that you are safe here, and I want to make sure we're not being followed or no one's being sketch.
Yeah. Making a perception check.
That'd be perception, or
yeah.
That is a 9.
It looks pretty good.
There's so much bustling.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. Everyone's wearing all these crazy clothes, and the really hard part of it is a lot of people are wearing masks, so you can't really see if people are checking the two of you out while you're walking along. So it's just like all these people are wandering around, and you're kind of like bumping through people. But as you get more into the residential area, the crowds really thin out a lot, and you still don't see anyone in particular that is following you along or watching you as you go. So you make it to this alchemy shop, and you're outside of it. And there was a sign that hung outside of it, but it looks like 3/4 of it is burnt off, so it just says "the."
Look, we're at the. How lovely is that? Hello? I kind of poke my head in and look around.
You look inside there, and you see there is this this old dwarvish woman. You know, her beard's a little bit like it's burned along the sides and like really scorched up to being quite short. She has these arms that are made completely, it looks like they have iron all over them. You know this is a sign of a dwarf from Mons Regnum. It's usually they have a system, basically denotes what class you're from. So you see this dwarven woman, she looks fairly old. Her eyebrows are mostly singed away. Her beard is pretty much burned off, and she looks over at you. There's like a purple blotch, and it must have been from that smoke earlier. Hey! How you doing?
Oh, good. I just wanted to make some quick purchases from your lovely shop, and then get on my way. I'm afraid I'm in a bit of a rush. My boss, compatriot, needs me to be out of the city fast.
Oh, wow. Yeah, well, not a lot of people like to stick around at Divinarium, but that's fine. What are you looking for?
It's nothing to do with your... Oh, I just wanted a basic alchemy kit. When I moved to travel, a lot of it was glass. I didn't want to take it on board of a ship, so I needed a new kit.
Yeah, been there, burned a ship down. All right, let's see what we got. And you see she's shuffling through a lot of things. She brings up one and just like sets it down quite heavily. It jingles and rattles, and there's all sorts of things like sticking out of it. All right, so we got here a leather case for you. Goes right over it, slap down just like that. Looks nice. That's good. What else do we need? Oh, you need some bottles, and you. Do you use gloves, or are you good?
I have my own, but I have my own. We're fine.
Okay, yeah, all right, yeah. Careful, because a lot of things want to eat your skin. That's how I lost my 6th finger. Most people have 5, but I was lucky with 6. Lost it though. Now I'm just a regular normie.
Oh. Oh, that's interesting. Just one or both of the 6?
Like, I only had 6 on one hand.
Fingers,
yeah, just had an extra pinky.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gone.
Right. Okay. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it was sad.
So it's usually 50 for this kind of kit. Is that okay?
Oh, you're naming the prices. That's good.
Oh, that's what it...
yeah. Okay, no.
I'm sorry.
Let's go with,
I didn't mean to offend you.
Yeah, let's go with 50. Let's go. Yeah, you're high roller. Okay, yeah, 50 gold.
No, I just oh, okay. just puts the 50 down, takes the box. Thank you so much.
Just like drags the money slowly towards her. She lifts one coin, never breaking eye contact with you, and bites right into it. It's real.
It's like the gold I just got from the job. So, okay. And one last thing. Do you have any perfume?
Yep. What kind you want?
Okay. Sure. What's your favorite?
Well, I generally can't wear much perfume because it reacts with a lot of the stuff that I'm using. But if I was allowed to be outside of my shop for a day, I'd probably go with this one. And pulls out this this one where it's a strong vanilla scent.
Ooh. Okay, that's perfect for for me. So, yeah, of course, I will. What would you like for it? I've learned my lesson from last time.
Good. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll give it to you for 7 gold.
That's absolutely fine. Thank you.
Perfect.
And put 7 gold down for my perfume.
All right, and she takes it and puts it underneath the desk.
And Glyph, did you want anything?
Again, you can't see Glyph's face, but they kind of just like back up for a second because you turned around and asked if they wanted anything, and they're just like, "No, thank you."
Oh, okay. Well, with this, if we need, I can gather things on the road, basically, and I can make all sorts of little things for us if we need it. So, this will be good for our travels.
It will be.
Yes.
So-
Well, safe travels.
I believe. Yeah, of course. Thank you so much. You have been so helpful in my time of need.
Oh, I didn't know you're dying. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, well, I mean, I think we're all dying slowly, but hopefully I'm not there yet.
I'm trying to fight it. That's what I'm working on right now. I'm sure I'll get there though.
Of course.
All right, have fun.
I suppose one. Oh, yes. Okay, that's fine.
Hmm?
I was
Do
wondering
you
about
do
something else, but we
anything
probably
else?
just have it in stock.
Oh wow.
Oh, just
commenting on
I
my
don't know,
stock
like
now.
Tinker's tools.
Hmm.
Tinker's tools. Is that something you have?
I mean, I do for customers who generally say you probably don't have this. Yeah, I have it just for you.
I didn't want to. I didn't want to assume. I'm so sorry. This is taking a lot longer than I assumed it would. How much would
sure
you like
is.
for a Tinker's Tools kit?
I don't know anymore. I really don't. You know what? I'll 60 gold.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're just sadly just puts down the 60 gold.
You just hear like, wow, I really paid for it.
Perfect.
Okay. Thank
Thank you so much. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh, it's perfect. Look, it's got all the little tools and everything. Thank you so much. This is actually
Yeah.
everything I needed. The perfume was excellent. I have a wonderful day.
Make sure you tell your friends
take
about
care
the.
I will. I next time we're in Port Divinarium, I'll stop by and see it.
Probably buy a new
Maybe I'll have
sign
something
now.
to sell you. Yeah,
Oh
maybe I can
no,
help with
sorry,
your
I
sign next time.
don't pay for newspapers. I just steal them from other people. I'm okay, thank you.
Oh, okay. All right. Nice to enjoy the.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
And I just gotta like step out, like leaving as fast as possible, and just like looking at my coin purse. So I'm not good at haggling.
No, you are not.
Oh no, I'm awful at it. Yeah, we'll have to deal with that later. Let's go before TK bites my head off or something.
So while you two are wandering towards the gates, I need both of you to give me a perception check. You didn't think I'd just let you get away with shopping, did you?
Oh man, I make shopping more awkward for myself than it needs to be. Here you come with content.
I got a 12.
Okay.
I got a solid 13.
All right. So both of you see this as you're walking. You just kind of like it. You go to say something to Glyph, and you stare past Glyph. And Glyph, you pick up on this, and you look past your shoulder, and both of you see Chip through this alleyway at another street, not too far away, maybe 30 feet. And you see Chip is at the side of a carriage. And this carriage is also painted in similar grays, and there's a person also wearing gray robes that is driving this carriage. And you see Chip is just nodding as somebody, kind of really Onceler style, like hand out the carriage pointing at them is talking to them. And we'll flip over to the other three. So you three are marching towards the gate. Once again, just like the others, the crowds are pretty thick while you're kind of getting your way from the Adventurers Guild. But making your way through that, you're starting to get into the grid and through the giant crowds. Is there anything you'd like to do while you're on your way to the gate?
TK's eating a muffin. That's mostly just to justify if I get caught chewing. this sandwich. Well,
It's good. It's poppy seed. It's nice.
Oh,
Lemon
God.
poppy seed. So those like $3 muffins from Safeway.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Kurtak's sort of just marching along and humming some tunes in his head.
I'm kind of just keeping my head down. I don't really have a lot to say. I'm still very mortified from the blood on the wall.
That's fair. That's fair. 2 out of 3 of you saw the blood message.
I'm just like staring at TK, and I'm like, why is she not phased by this?
she's incredibly phased by this. She panicked and is making everybody flee the city. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but you're like nonchalantly eating a muffin.
You have to build up your strength. You eat when you can. Because otherwise, if you get into a combat situation, you can't eat. What if we get sieged?
So Kurtak kind of looks back and forth at this strange nonverbal exchange between Alora and TK Ness. So who do you think left the message there?
Like I
don't-
told Willow, either Bellstone or some deep agent. I'm not risking either. That's why we're leaving. They shouldn't have even been here by now.
I can't help but wonder if it's someone from the cult from Dorvan's group. Like, what if it was them?
Why would it be them?
I don't know. The pronoun there is kind of ambiguous. It could be plural. It could be singular. Yeah, I don't know.
You think that they might be watching us right now?
It's possible. There's plenty of people here, and we've already run into them like 4 times.
Kurtak starts scanning around for those same gray robes that Dorvan was wearing.
You've
Make me
already
a
ran
perception
into
check.
them?
Oh yeah, TK did not.
That's a
Yeah.
You didn't
19.
tell them that we killed that guy, did you?
Well, Kratok said it was self-defense.
Of
That
course,
was
we
not self-defense. We murdered that thing.
were in grave danger. They were tentacles, TK.
It did
Tentacles.
not attack us at all.
That's very threatening. I took that as a threat. That's self-defense.
Like,
I am very
we
small.
smashed that thing. It was not a threat. That took like 12 seconds.
It was eat or be eaten, okay? Like,
We didn't eat it.
Were you planning to be cracking food that day?
I was
Oh,
not.
they attacked it too. I'm just saying that wasn't self-defense. We murdered the hell out of that.
Well, anyway, yeah, so we ran into that guy. We ran into Dorvan's friends, and I just wanted to play some baseball with them, softball with them, and then he ran away.
Well, he heard Kratak's song and it was so persuasive. He was like, well, that seemed like self-defense to me after hearing that song. But Kratak, you are scanning the crowds and you are looking around and trying to see if there's any gray-robed individuals. And you do manage to catch one. They're just buying like some stuff from a stand. They have the gray robes on, their hoods down, they're smiling. It is this elf of Terra, so they have like this brown olive tone skin, and they have like these longer ears. You see that she's just buying some food from a stall. Doesn't look like anything like Chip though.
Kurtak sort of looks over to TK and says, "Look, 10 o'clock."
Yeah, TK's gonna look, but do that kind of like. She's bad at it because she has no subtlety at all, no matter how much she thinks she does. But she's gonna like try to like subtly look.
You, thankfully, your height helps you hide your lack of subtlety. But you glance over and you do see a gray-robed individual. It looks like she's purchasing some food from a stall.
It doesn't look like she's paying attention to us.
Nope, not at all. Doesn't even look like she's seen you.
I'm gonna make my way over to her.
Yeah, you.
Like, PK is turning back around to keep walking forward at the same time Alora's going back behind her back. She's like, okay, we're just going to keep moving. We can lose them outside the city. Just stay cool.
And Alora,
And I'm just gonna be like, I'm hungry, and I'm just gonna walk up to that food stall.
Yeah, you see that they're making some lovely pitas. They got that going on. So the smell is great. It smells fantastic. They have all sorts of like stuff that they're putting in them. You see this gray-robed individual, and she just steps to the side. Oh, hi.
Hi, excuse me. And then I'll go up and talk to the vendor and be like, can I have one of those, please?
Yeah, you see there's this large orcish man. He goes and he starts packing this pita, going to town. All right, that'll be 2 gold.
Here you go. And as I
Yeah.
turn around, I realize like she was still kind of standing there. And I'm just gonna small talk my way through this. How tall is she?
Probably around like 5'8" or so.
Okay, cool. Hi.
Hi.
You're really pretty.
Thank you. So are you. Are you new to the town?
Sort of. I kind of wander through occasionally, but I'm never here long enough to enjoy it. Are you?
No. Born and raised Port Divinarium. Yeah, the festival's a
that's so
fantastic time of
cool.
year to visit.
Cool. Oh, I love your necklace.
Oh, thank you. Yes,
So pretty.
I just got it recently. It's fantastic. It brings me such confidence, you know? It really I joined this group and it's just such a great sense of belonging.
What's it called? Like I said, I kind of wander through on my own. I don't really have anywhere I belong.
The Congregation of Chaos. A little bit weird of a name, I know, but everyone there is so nice. And it's just about just embracing life and, just really living everything to the fullest. And don't be held down by, like so many of the societal norms and rules,
What do you mean by that?
Oh, there's a lot of people, they just think like they have to live that rigid lifestyle of, I have to get a job, have to work the 8 to 4, 9 to 5, and then come home, have a family, have a house. Instead of just like pursuing the arts or even just traveling, wandering, really embracing the chaos that is life itself and not trying to force it into this rigid, strict schedule.
Oh. So when you join it, you get the pretty necklace?
Yeah. Well, you have to go a few times and, be accepted into the congregation, but everybody's accepted. It's fantastic. It's very easy. We're actually going on a bit of a trip, a group trip. I'm really excited.
Oh, that's so cool. Where to?
Greenest.
Oh, my uncle's from there.
Oh, fantastic. Are you heading to Greenest?
Yeah. Maybe not like the same time you guys are. I think I had a couple other places I wanted to stop through and kind of explore first, but that sounds really cool. What does the necklace like mean though? Like it just looks kind of pointy.
Yeah, it's like 5 masks put into one. It's just supposed to kind of symbolize like different phases that you pass through, is like embracing the chaos kind of thing, it's a little cheesy, but it's like the whole like you go from like the step 1 of like embracing a little bit of the wild side to just like launching into really looking after yourself, like the princely kind of side and princess. It's nice. It's just it's kind of like these different phases of like really learning who you are.
Oh, that's really cool.
Hmm.
So are you guys are you located in Greenest, or where is like do you have like a home base or like a temple or something?
It's very, because the whole chaos thing. It's very like just groups travel and you travel together. Like everybody just. It's kind of like you become a bit of a traveling troupe. You go from each town, you meet fantastic people. Like I'm actually originally from the Enclave of Terra, and I've never been to the Arcanium. Or no, wait, wind that back. She's from Port Divinarium. I've never been outside of Port Divinarium, so I thought this was a great chance for me to travel around.
That's so cool. Well, I hope I get to see you again. Like I said, you're really pretty and you're really, really nice.
Oh, what's your name?
My name is Delilah.
Delilah?
Delilah.
Oh, okay. My name's Teresa. It's a pleasure to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you, Teresa. I hope to see you around.
Yeah, you too.
Enjoy your pita. And I'm just gonna
You too.
yeet my way back off towards just to kind of wander. Just it's very Luna Lovegood kind of like wispy wandering my way around.
So you eventually meet up with TK and Kritok.
Yeah, the entire time TK has not so subtly been like staring from behind a barrel, like occasionally peeking out. Just, what are they doing? What are you doing? Stop that. Like waving and trying to get Alora's attention. Oh, that. Why did you do that? That was stupid. They could have killed you.
Now, to be fair, Laura may have learned something interesting.
I learned a lot, but I want to wait until the others get here.
All right, let's hope they show up soon.
Horses, let's go.
So you keep traveling towards the gate, and we'll hop back to the other two. So you two are staring over at Chip, who is talking to some person inside a carriage. And you see Chip is nodding, and both of you roll me an insight check to kind of read Chip.
That is a 16.
That is a 6.
So Glyph, it seems pretty decent at reading people. You look over at Chip, and you can tell Chip is getting scolded.
Ooh. I say, Chip is getting scolded.
It's like in trouble? You don't think that has
Possibly.
anything to do with us?
What's around us? Like we just
Yeah.
left the.
Yeah, you left and you're kind of still in more of a residential area, so it is like a lot of like little houses or the odd corner store, that kind of stuff. Like just small shops, if anything. And looking across, it looks like it's more of a main street where Chip is at with the carriage, one of the main roads that go towards the gate.
Okay, but there's like shops with windows around us, right?
Yeah.
With like wares.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to gently, like with the most gentle touch, like I barely, like not even touching you, gently turn you towards like a shop window, and I say, window shop. I'm gonna try to hear what they're saying.
All right. If you need anything, I suppose scream, and I will throw a lot of caustic chemicals everywhere.
I will.
Okay, that's good.
It's poor halfling.
That's
So-
where it goes over to look at the shop.
So I'm not sure what to roll for this because I want to. I was probably stealth, but I want to also pretend that I'm window shopping, but I want to get as close as possible and try to hear what they're saying.
So the alley itself
Nonchalantly.
will be too long to really pick up what they're saying
Oh.
properly, so you'll need to go a bit into the alley, but there are like bins and stuff that you can go behind.
Okay, I can like stealth. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, big money. Okay. Um, 23.
Jesus.
Did you guys
All
know
right.
I'm a rogue?
So you become one with the shadows, and you are and it
Mhm.
helps that you don't need to breathe or move. So you become
Oh,
so
yeah.
perfectly still as you're like clutching behind this barrel that's not too far away from Chip. And because you rolled so well, you got fairly close. And you can hear this voice, this really raspy voice. You were supposed to be traveling with Dorvin. You let Dorvin die. Dorvin was supposed to be a hatchling, a pure one. Ascension. You ruined Ascension, Chip. I'm really sorry. I got on the wrong boat. I got distracted. There was a game. People were rolling a die. You should not get distracted by such things, Chip. But it was fantasy softball. I do not care. You will take Dorvin's place. I'm not ready for Ascension. I'm not ready. I haven't squared things off with my personal life. I'm not. I have so many. I'm still in a fantasy softball league. I can't join. I can't be ascended. You will be ascended, Chip. Oh. Okay. Okay. And you watch as this hand, this withered gray hand, long fingernails, not unnaturally long like it's a monster, but they're just fairly long and a little gnarled. They go and they touch Chip's forehead, and you hear this little boom. It's like almost like a tuning fork, and you watch as Chip's body shudders, and the hand slinks back into the carriage. Be sure to meet with the caravan. We're leaving today in an hour. Do not be late, Chip. I won't be late. I won't be late. Okay. Oh, I feel rough. Okay. And you watch as the caravan pulls away, and Chip just kind of leans against a wall, maybe 2 or 3 feet away from you, not noticing you at all. Oh, I feel so gross.
I don't know what to do. Wow. Oh, gross. Yeah, is he just there?
He's there. Make me a perception check. And Weary, make me one at disadvantage.
18?
An 8.
So Weary, you actually kind of
Stuff
get a
in the
little.
windows is actually cool.
It's actually
That
there's
Windows
a.
Vista, I can't get enough.
Yeah, it looks like a great operating system. A lot of security features that definitely won't slow your system down. You're really
no, it's
checking it out.
Super useful. Yeah.
Yeah. You are looking over at Chip Cliff, and you watch as you kind of see underneath their clothes, just like it kind of like pokes out every so often. It seems very unnatural. And you just hear, I feel so gross. Oh my god. I can't ascend here. I can't ascend here. I gotta find a place. And you see as Chip just starts walking down this main road, looking very sweaty and very pale.
Okay. I kind of keep an eye on him, and he's shuffling away. But I don't know how I'm gonna get your attention, Weary. Yeah, I try to go back and get Weary's attention real quick, and I'm like, come over here.
Yeah, of course. What's going? Oh, sorry.
So I kind of lead them into the alley, and I point out. I guess he's just in gray and walking away, right?
Yeah, he's not walking super fast. He's feeling very sickly.
Okay. That is Chip, and whoever he was speaking to, just it was very strange. Basically, the same thing that happened to Dorvin is going to happen to Chip. It's going to happen very soon.
That's not ideal. Wait, did they make Chip drink something? Was it a spell?
I think it was a spell. He simply touched
Okay.
his forehead.
Okay, so we know that whatever that process is, it's magical and not a physical imbibement. That's good. We know things now.
It did take Dorvin several days to explode.
That's true. He was just very sickly. You said they were taking. You said he was going to explode soon?
He seemed concerned. He said he could not ascend here.
Oh,
But
I don't like when they call it ascension. That probably means he's going to turn into a monster.
Whoever he was speaking to said to meet them at the gate at the hour. Is that what he said, Lucas?
Yeah. They
Something
said
with a
that they're going to
caravan,
meet up
right?
at the caravan in an
Yes.
hour. That they're going to be heading out right away.
Yes. Yes, they're meeting up with the caravan to leave for Greenest in an hour.
Oh, that's where we're going.
Yes, so perhaps we can head them off, or...
Yeah, we might have to take some of those spider horses and see if we can beat them there. Maybe we can get the town ready because, a bunch of creepy cultists are coming to town.
Perhaps. Oh, I can't do this. No, I don't have knowledge arcana, so I'm trying to think. How sick he looked.
Mm-hmm.
Where was Dorvin?
Like color.
Well, yeah,
I
like
heard
color.
you.
Dwarven.
If you had one of those Home Depot things, you're looking at the colors. Yeah.
Yeah, the color chart.
Give me, I guess just a wisdom check to try to remember.
Wisdom check. Okay.
It was ghostly gray.
Wait,
That's an
3
11.
Dwarvens.
Sorry, you got an 11? Definitely wasn't in the beginning phases. It definitely looked like a later phase of gray, but you're not too sure which phase, whether it was 3, 4, or 5. You're not too sure.
Okay.
And
was
he's
much grayer
walking
already
away.
Then. We should follow him. If he's heading to the gate, we should meet our compatriots there.
Okay, so we can all meet up there together, but I would not want to talk to him again. He's probably going through a lot right now, what with the monster inside of him, and he's still probably mad that we let his friend kind of peel open like a banana.
We did kill the remains of his best friend.
Yeah, but we didn't sell the body. That's not on us. I don't think we should get hung up about that.
True.
Yes.
Let's not lose him.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. We're gonna tail Chip.
All right, so both of you roll me some stealth checks with advantage because Chip is feeling rough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I thought that was a 1.
Oh gosh.
So
We're not following you.
It's a 10. No.
Okay.
I got a 26.
Wow. Okay, so Weary, every so often you just keep like wandering to the middle of the road where there's like no one or just carts, and Glyph keeps pulling you back like off to the side, or you start speeding up and Glyph will pull you back like no, we're getting way too close. And so you eventually make it to these gates. A little bit after the three of you make it to these gates. So the three of you, you're wandering up. You see that the area around the gates is actually a little cleared out. There's some large stables where you can hear the whinnying of spider horses, which sounds like a regular horse, but add a little bit of a hiss underneath the whinny, which is lovely. You see there are some people that are going up. You see some other adventurers that are trying to haggle for a spider horse, and the person who's selling them is this little halfling man. He has this very large hat and just keeps shaking his head and pointing to the sign that says Spider Horses, 75 gold each. And just like pointing furiously at the sign, and they're looking at their like empty bag and being like, come on. And you see actually while you're arriving, you watch as this cart is going past you. And there is this gray-robed individual of 5 shades of gray that they're just like driving this cart, and it goes up to the gate, and you can see that they're being inspected at the gate. You see that there are a number of guards there. They have some strange wand-like devices that they're kind of like going over the cart with and talking to people. So what would you like to do?
And
Yeah, I think
I
TK
didn't
is
know
just
who you
gonna
were
go
talking
up and be like, 5 horses.
You saying you want 5 spider horses? 5 of my finest spidery steeds. Do you have the
I mean,
money?
I don't know if they have to be the finest, but the site says 75. If you're finest or 75, yeah.
Oh yeah. All my spider horses are my finest spider horses. Alright, let's
That's
do
convenient.
some math. Carry the 5. Oh, it's looking like a pretty penny you're gonna be paying. Rather. Now I carry the
total comes out to 200.
No, it's definitely higher. Let's see, 350, 375. I don't know. They always told me, they said, when you start up a place with spider horses, you better learn your math. You better make sure that you know how to count them gold coins. Don't you mess this up, Billy. And I told them I know my math. I know how to do this. And oh, lo and behold, here I am, 5 spider horses, 75 gold pieces each, and I can't do my addition. I can't do my multiplication. I'm just gonna...
375.
Nope.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure it's only 300.
Oh, bless your heart. You know what? I sense honesty in you. And a spider horse will sense that too. I'm gonna give it to you for 350. That's a discount.
And you hear the other adventurers, oh, can we get a discount?
I'm not giving a discount to you at all. You didn't help me with any math. Get out of here. Sorry about that. You know how some people get. All right, so you all have 350 gold pieces.
Yeah. Top it up.
Wait, is that each?
No, in total.
No.
And at this time,
Oh, I
Glyph,
see.
Glyph and Weary, you see Chip is starting to walk past the 3 of them as the 3 of them are talking to a halfling with a very large hat. And he turns to you, Weary. Not you, Weary. He turns to you, Kritok.
Yeah, don't worry. This is a one-time payment. These spider horses are yours. These fine, majestic, arachnid steeds.
What about if I sang a song, could we get an extra discount? Just for you?
You're telling me right
Specially
now?
Tailored.
Right now, you could make me a song. Words,
It goes
beautiful
a little something
melody.
like,
I'll hear it.
well, there's 10 ways to get there, but only one place to go. I'm gonna take a spider horse because that's the way I know. Yeah, that's the way I know.
It's the way I know too. Coincidentally. All right, you touched my heart. You sang to the spider horse wrangler deep inside me when I was but a young halfling coming from the huge forest. I told myself, when you raise spider horses and practice your math, you wait for that song, you wait for that beautiful tune. I'm dropping the price. I'm dropping it to 250. That's beautiful.
We've got a deal, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for enriching my life.
TK is just gonna turn to Kartok and say, "You've got the voice of a celestial."
Thank you, TK. I've practiced most of my life, to be honest.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, TK is just gonna throw out her hand and be like, 250, you got a deal.
You got
It's
it.
50 each. It'll be 50 from each of us. You
Yeah.
don't need to pay all of it up front, TK.
250. Good.
We can
No.
we can share.
Yeah, that was the.
Well,
You really think I'm going to pay for everybody's horse? No.
No,
You
but
get-
sometimes you leave with such gusto that I don't think you think things through.
You sort out your money, your gold doubloons, and I'm gonna go wrangle up some spider horses. I'll be back.
Billy.
Yeah.
And Billy marches away. And of course, Billy has spurs on his boots. It's just, Billy has the whole getup, even a whip. Can't use it, but Billy has it. It's more of a fashion statement than anything. And the two of you come up, and you were just hearing this beautiful melody coming from Kratok as you were walking up, as well as the moans of Chip.
Glyph strides up. Well, since Glyph rolled a 26 on stealth, Glyph is just suddenly there.
Suddenly there's a Glyph.
I'm just suddenly behind y'all. And I say, that was lovely, Kratok. Chip, the cult member, has been infected with... and I'm saying this... Wait, hold on. I'm like, that was lovely, Kratok. Chip, the cult member, has been infected with the same ailment as Dorvin. He could explode at any moment. He's right there.
We must defend ourselves.
I think in contrast to the complete stealth of Cliff, where you just hear the clanking of a bunch of earthenware jars hitting each other as we're just running to catch up. Oh, Cliff, you move so fast! Oh, hi everyone. Yeah, Chip's gonna be a monster mash very soon.
Are we gonna kill that guy then? All right.
Well,
no, wait. We should wait until he monster mashes so that it looks acceptable.
So it's
by the
justifiable
general populace.
murder. Yeah.
It was a graveyard smash.
It's
Gonna be a
so
Halloween surfboard.
Yeah, under my breath, I quickly I say, we saw him speaking to someone in a carriage, and they said that he would take Dorvin's place in the ascension. And then they touched him and he turned gray. So presumably he will explode.
Well, is there a way we can get him to explode away from the town?
Isn't he? Well, this is me. Is he
He's
walking
trying to leave
through the
right
gate?
now. He's just waiting behind a few people who are getting checked out. It seems like every single person who tries to leave is getting stopped and scanned and checked to make sure that they're not taking out any contraband.
Oh.
You know where he's going?
Well, hold on. What did he say? An hour. They're leaving for Greenest now, it seems. Are there other gray-robed people kind of milling about?
You don't actually see any at the moment. You do see through the gates. It looks like there's a number of wagons that are all set up, and you see an assortment of them are indeed that grayish color. But it's like a mix. There's also other ones with it. It looks like a caravan's getting ready to move.
I have an idea. I might need all of your help for it, but if we want to keep the Chip away from Greenrest, I think we have something we can do to keep him in town. TK, you know that thing you did in the race?
Yeah, smash that barrel.
Yes. Can you refine that? Can you move things in a small way, in a stealthy way?
Kinda. I mean, I don't have much practice with it, but I've done a little bit. Why?
Absolutely. So, you see how they're being checked for contraband. I don't have any contraband, but I can make something look like contraband, enough to get him detained, so that he can't leave with the rest of his caravan.
That might work.
But didn't you say that there was a guy that just made him into a Dorvin?
Right.
So, if we detain him here, then there's just going to be a second one made, right?
Yes.
Would earn us some time, though. Perhaps they would wait until they reach Greenest.
Wouldn't it be better if he exploded out in the woods?
Well, if he explodes in a cell, then it would be fairly easy to handle him there.
One sec. Hear me out here. We're going to Greenness to watch these guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
These guys are going to Greenest to do the thing that we are supposed to watch.
Uh-huh.
What if we went with them to Greenest and watched them the entire way?
There are a lot of people in the caravan.
Do you think they're all members?
Doubt it. Cults tend to have their whole dress code thing, and half those guys out there aren't in that dress code.
Okay.
It's gonna be picky about that kind of thing. At least in my vague recollections of memories.
Okay.
I think that's right? I'm pretty sure that's right. That sounds right. That feels right.
Mm-hmm.
The only issue is that Chip knows what happened to Dorvin.
Right. We would be recognized.
Why would you tell somebody that?
We did not know they were cultists.
It's now or never. Do we want to slip it on him or not?
I think getting him detained is a good idea.
Until he turns into a bad guy and eats the whole town.
Well, but if he's in a cell, the guard should be able to deal with him there, and then we could still join their caravan because the only one who would recognize us would be Chip.
That's a good point. Okay, come in.
Well, I met someone.
Oh. Does she know that what we're doing?
She doesn't know who you are. She only knows me. She only knows that my name is Delilah.
Did you tell her about Dorvin?
No.
Name's Delilah.
Then we should be fine.
No, my real name is Alora. But in the sake of safety, I gave myself the name Delilah.
That's very smart.
It's my mother's name.
Oh.
I think.
I'm not carrying anything on me. I'm just not feeling well. I think it was a bad funnel cake.
All right. I'm doing this.
Yes,
do
go,
we need
go.
nose? Okay. Weary takes out an earthenware jar and enchants it with the magical tinkering ability that artificers get.
Yeah.
Basically, Weary does a lot of additions to it to make it look as much like a dangerous explosive as possible.
Nice.
Basically, adding a fuse to it, adding a heaviness to the stuff in the jar, adding a bunch of powder that makes it look like it's explosive, everything possible to make it look like contraband. And then I can enchant with multiple things. So I also am going to enchant it to kind of repeat a timer after I pass it off, and I hand it to TK.
Okay, well, here's the fun fact about me. I took sleight of hand for this exact purpose.
Hey, there you go. So I want you to roll me a power check as well as a sleight of hand. And depending on how well you do with the power check, it'll help or hurt your sleight of hand.
Well, power check is an 11 plus 7, so that'll be an 18.
Nice. Yeah, you got a really good handle on this, so you'll have advantage on your sleight of hand.
Sick. So first one's a 23, and the second one's a 19. I like this dice. I roll really good with it.
That's good.
Yeah, it'll be a 23 to just force power this into his pocket.
So you
I would
start...
like to point out that TK is putting way more focus into this than just her blasting. She is squinting. Her eye is starting to go bloodshot and bleed.
There are veins popping all over your forehead.
Mm-hmm.
You go and you're concentrating. This earthen jar is going, and it's sailing at a good distance above the ground, but not too high that somebody would notice. And they're scanning over, and then you see Chip retches over, and one of the guards oh, that's disgusting. I don't even see any funnel cake in there, mister. And you watch as this earthen jar just goes and slips into Chip's backpack that he has. And they go and they're scanning with this wand, stepping around. And they get to the backpack and they go, what's this? And you see they open it. And you can hear this distant 27, 26. Oh my god! Get this man out of here! There's a... And you see, he takes this stone out of his pocket and he goes, we have another one. And you see this door just burst open near, like, right at the gatehouse. And it just burst open and you watch as this massive figure, they're clad in these really heavy robes with each of the symbols of magic on their back. And you can hear the jingling of metal plate armor underneath these robes. They're at least around 6'5", 6'7". They have a very large sword on their back, an assortment of wands on their side, and they're just like going and stalking up to where Chip is. Chip's like, I don't know what that is, I swear. I've never seen it. And you watch as this enforcer type being grabs onto Chip and slams these manacles around Chip's wrists. And suddenly you see the color coming back to Chip's face. But, oh my goodness, I feel so much better. Oh my goodness, I'm under arrest. And they go and they take this earthen jar, and you can see like they have these gauntlets. There's all these runes along these gauntlets. And our spellcasters in the group, make me a knowledge arcana. It's just arcana in this one.
All right.
Did druids count? Druids count.
Yeah, you're good.
I'm
15.
rolling for it.
A 15.
15.
Sorry.
Actually, I do have Arcana.
I got a 17.
I got a
17?
nat 20 plus 2, so 22.
Hey, we got nat 20! All right, so wait, TK, you got a 6?
Yeah. Oh, wait. Does that thing is what we're looking at Magitech?
Yes.
I gotta roll with advantage on that. So I got a 21.
So you're all looking at these gloves, and these gloves are specifically engineered to neutralize magic. And you watch as they slowly crush this earthen jar in their hands, and the contents spill out onto the ground. This being is looking at their gloves and like sort of shaking them off. And you know the manacles that they slapped on Chip seem to be some sort of anti-magic that they put onto them. So whatever spell or effect they had going on them, if it's not neutralized, then it's at least temporarily held off while these manacles are on. And you hear,
By the order of the cleansers, you are under arrest.
and they just grab the back of Chip's hood and start dragging him along. But why? And they're dragging Chip into the gatehouse. And the guard's just like, "Phew. Next."
That was a close one.
Hey, did I miss anything out here?
Someone got arrested, but I mean, I guess that's usual here.
Oh yeah, being here by these gates, I always see one or two brigands get the iron slapped on them by the cleansers. I got these spider horses, these arachnid steeds, these beautiful, majestic beasts that'll take you across the plains of the Arcanium on a magical adventure. They will touch every corner of your heart. They're all right here.
And you see these, he brings these 5 spider horses around, opens this little gate, and they're fairly large. Like, you'll all be able to fit on them quite comfortably. If anything, TK, you'll have leg room. And so these spider horses are all brought up, and they have, like, horse fur on their legs and, like, body and everything. They have 8 eyes, but they're not like arachnid eyes. They're regular horse eyes, which is what really throws off a normal person. But all of you are used to
that's
spider
worse.
horses. And you see...
Fine.
So this moment might be a little gross for people. So I'm holding this up. I'll give you a second. So you see as one of them whinnies, its mouth opens into that like trifecta of greatness. You see they're all regular horse teeth. So they're all like those like flat teeth that are all there, and they open up, and this two-pronged tongue like shoots out as it whinnies, and just this stench of rotting meat and vegetables comes and hits your face.
Yeah, these beautiful omnivores. They'll eat just about anything you put in front of them, so never worry if you say, "But Billy, I can't feed my spider horse. I can't feed him." Don't you worry, 'cause this spider horse, it'll eat anything. Or anyone. But they're all ready to go. They all just ate recently. Yeah, they're beautiful creatures.
That's good. That's good.
Name them as you please. But be sure you name them.
Walks up to hers. It plants her hand on its snout and says, "Your name is Princess."
This long
like
two-pronged
that's it.
tongue just licks the side of your face.
Yes.
All right, you have yourself a good ride. I promised myself I wouldn't cry. It's always hard seeing my spider horses take their first adventure.
I will take good care of her. She's
I'm sure you
beautiful.
will.
I'm gonna pat the stable owner on the shoulder and say, "It takes a real strong person to cry in public like that."
Thank you. I try to be open with my emotions.
You ought to be proud.
Take good care of my horses.
And my favorite NPC, Billy, sits down on a rocking chair.
Never to be seen again.
We'll see.
He sells horses in every city.
Every city.
He's just
Every
always there.
Yeah,
Cousin
Billy is the nurse Joy of the Arcanium. There's
Yeah.
just a different Billy in every village.
Well, it's canon here. You heard it here, folks. There's a Billy. Nobody's sure how. Nobody's sure.
Can there
Family.
A
be
wizard did it.
can there be a village of Billies that we call a village?
That's secret. That's like unlocking the cow level. You have to find all the secret items and go to the right spot and hit the sequence of buttons, and then you'll be able to get into the village.
It's all just quantum entanglement. They're all technically the same Billy. It's
A
just that
wizard
they're
did it.
occupying multiple places at the same time.
Yeah, it is something that I would do.
Write that down.
Such
God.
great ideas.
And this is why we forget it's a horror game.
Right.
Billy,
you-
our one point of joy in this horrible nightmare.
It was Dorvin, and then he died.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
actually going to name my spider horse Dorvin.
It's okay.
They're
you beat me
spawns.
to it. I was gonna
No.
name mine Duchess.
4 of the eyes wink.
Dorvin, good for you?
It does like a...
Okay. You're not going to explode on me, are you?
4 of the eyes wink.
I will take that as a good thing.
Weary has like the oh my gosh, I grew up with horses. I can't remember like any of the
The bridle.
yeah, the bridle. And is like very nervous. Like obviously like it's just been handed a large animal on like a string and is not comfortable with this situation. And just says, perhaps don't mention the horse's name around certain parties.
Oh. You know what? That's perfect. Big D, you're going to be wonderful.
All right, we got some good horse names. I think we're missing. So we have Duchess, Big D, and Princess. Well, what else do we have for these spider horses?
Kratok kind of leaps up in the air couple wing flaps and takes like a flying mount onto his spider horse and says, "Secretariat, away!"
And the spider horse rears up, 4 of its hooves in the air, going as it like brings its hooves down with a good reverberation.
Oh gosh, Glyph is just staring. I'm just staring at this large, weird animal. I've never been this close to a horse. I cannot think of anything.
You could do a classic developer variable that you're just going to use really quick, like test 1, 2.
Variable's good.
You could do
Yeah,
those
variable.
like, classic like racehorse names where it's like hoof-hearted.
Oh.
Oh.
No, it's not. It's no. Glyph can't think of any names. They're not creative.
You can go with variable
Someone
if you
said
want.
Applejack in chat.
Oh. Paladin Pens is, yeah, Applejack.
Sir Nene.
I'll name you.
We should have let
I got
chat
it.
name our horses.
Oh, I've got it. And Glyph's like, I'll call you Muffin.
The horse just opens up its mouth and kind of like, you know how horses will bite onto things and just breathe in and bloat themselves?
Awful.
It just like goes to like try to like bite onto your head, almost sensing like, oh, this is a metallic object I could just chomp on. And just like, you're like, I'll call you Muffin. It's just you're like,
Chomp, chomp.
yeah, you just hear it going like,
No,
What a
no,
friendly-
down, bad. No, hey, stop. You can't let them do that too much, or else you're gonna have to help them relieve the gas. It's not pleasant.
That does sound unpleasant.
so you all
Okay.
have your spider horses. Are you ready to head out the gate?
Yeah.
Is our plan? Are we just following this caravan, or are we going to join it officially?
I think we join it officially.
Let's go find the.
You have a
the
friend in
boss
it
then.
now, apparently, Alora.
Delilah.
Delilah.
Yeah,
Billy
let's go find
Counter.
the caravan boss and then we can figure that out.
So you approach the gate, and the guard's like, "Okay, did you purchase any magical items while you were here in Port Divinarium?
Just
Define
tool
purchase.
Oh, yeah, right, the
Used
box.
money, or even were given? We're told to smuggle. You know, you want to tell me that you were smuggling something? You know, might get off with a lighter sentence."
No, I wouldn't. I'm not smuggling anything, but I got like this box floating around my head. No,
Okay.
I'm not doing that.
Let me just check right here. Looks like to be a Zerithian Doom cube. Okay, yeah, that's totally fine. Zerithian Doom, it's alright, it's just made out of people. That's on
Okay.
the approved list.
Gotcha.
A lot of people went to that cube. Alright, anything else?
I'm assuming trees.
Have any of you been a tree? Oh my god. Have any of you been a tree?
No,
No,
no, no,
No.
no.
Because if you step into our country and you were a tree, you will blow up. I'm not even joking. Magic
No.
pollution is real, man.
No. Wait.
That's
wait,
why
none of
I
us were
go
trees.
for my weekly cleanse, get all the pollutions out of you. You have to lay underneath a full moon. It's not always a full
that
moon
sounds
every
lovely.
week though, but I still do it.
Okay.
Just about to say, how do you do a weekly?
Yeah. Weirdly enough, the moon only comes around once a month, man. And then I'm just like, where's the moon? But you know, I lay out there anyways because I'm just magical pollution. You gotta get it out of the bod. Keep yourself. Oh, I'm supposed to be
bought-
scanning you.
Yeah, I bought a soul gem.
Okay, let's go over this.
Bloodstone, something like that.
Okay, it seems to be empty. You're good. That's fine.
Okay,
it's
yeah,
approved.
that's what I bought it to be empty. Yes. Okay.
What's this? What's this scabbard, sir?
Is it magical?
Yeah, this scabbard you have on you.
Oh, it's from home. I didn't know it was magical. I didn't buy it here.
unknown ancient scabbard, but you don't have the sword, so you're good. Because what are you going to do? Hit someone over the head? Perfect.
I like to wear it because it looks nice, but yeah, I suppose I couldn't really hurt someone.
Okay, so they have a scabbard. This
Absolutely could hurt somebody with that. I'll show you how.
this
I'm
mask.
terrified.
Tall person. You have a glowy mask under this thing. Is your mask? You know why it's glowing? I bring the wand near. Glowy mask. Bring it back. Glowy mask. Bring it back. Just glows.
This was
All
a
right.
gift.
It was a gift? Was it a gift
Yes,
here
not
in
from-
Port Divinarium?
No, it was not.
Okay, you know what? It's my job. It's fine. Alright, rest of you seem fine. Alright, thank you for coming by Port Divinarium. Thank you for removing another Zerithian Doom Cube from our beautiful city. I apologize that these keep getting made. We are trying to crack I have to say this, it's a part of my job. We are trying to crack down on the processing of Zerithian Doom Cubes. We believe here at Port Divinarium that life is sacred and 20 to 30 people should not be shredded and condensed down into a single intelligent cube. Yeah, nailed it. Alright.
Just reading off a card.
Yeah, and the cube is like humming happily and spinning around your head. Alright, thank you for your stay here at Port Divinarium. Have a magical day.
Peace, dude.
Yeah.
Bye.
Oh man, I didn't even have the wand on. What the hell? And you just see as the five of you pass on through. And you step out into this open area. You see there's a lot of different caravans set up, a lot of different, like, it looks like groups. And the one with all the gray caravans, the one with all the gray wagons is set up as like an assortment of other ones, is off to the right, a little bit down the road. You get down there, you can faintly hear,
What the hell? Where is Chip?
and walking outside one of these carriages, you see this woman slam a door, and her skin is tight on her body. It's this grayish color. She has no hair, and her eyes are yellow. There's strange, every so often, like a black vein going across her face, and her gnarled hands end in these long fingernails, and there's these elegant gray robes are draped over her. And she looks around and says,
If I find out that anyone has done away with Chip, I will strike them down right here. Now go hire some guards for the caravan.
and we'll call it here.
Oh.
Oh, lovely.
I hope you all had
It
a
just slaps
lovely
Mary. It's
time.
Like, that's an evil mastermind if I've
Like,
ever seen one.
I read the chat just now. I can't believe Tilda Swinton is our main one-act villain.
Yeah, 100%. Let's go with that. This looks like Tilda Swinton,
Yeah.
but they were like, what if we made Tilda Swinton look more undead? And they rolled
She
with
actually
that.
plays like 3 other
See here.
NPCs. It's just a lot of prosthetic makeup, like in Suspiria.
Yeah. It's really impressive. But thank you all for showing up today for Rise of Nyarlathotep, episode 5, which I'm probably going to end up naming something like Billy and the Spiderhorses or something along those lines. I always love coming up with the episode titles last minute and first thing in the morning. It's a fun thing to do on Wednesdays. Yes, but thank you for joining us. I have been your DM, Lucas. You can find me over manning the Ballad of the Seven Dice Twitter. We have all sorts of stuff that we're posting. We're constantly spamming about Ballad. We're constantly spamming about Rise of Nyarlathotep, trying to promote things. We just released an audio drama for Ballad of the Seven Dice, so even if you haven't heard Ballad of the Seven Dice, it is a great jump-in point because we really dive deep into our lovely villain's backstory, and we had a lot of fantastic guests come on there to help out with that. So absolutely fun project. Check that out. We're going to be going back to our normal scheduled episodes. But other than that, so this week I am going to be promoting something that is happening down the line. And you'd be like, Lucas, why didn't you pull this up beforehand? Listen, it is called Spider Day. And you're asking yourself, wait a minute, what's Spider Day? As Lucas is buying as much time as possible, making this quick search. Spider Day is an annual event that is run by the Critical Bits group. So they are a show that takes place in a place called Heavendale, where we have a lot of similar weirdness in our worlds. Joel brings a lot of good weirdness to Heavendale, but it is a superhero tale where a lot of people are gaining superpowers and dealing with a really strange government that maybe they're trying to destroy everyone. Maybe they're just trying to make as many weird fast food restaurants as they possibly can. But Spider Day is all about a massive spider that came to their town that destroyed a number of buildings and people and then was killed by a larger spider. So this is the third installment of Spider Day, and they're going to be having a lovely live event. So when can we find this? So it's known as Spider Day 3, 24 hours. If you go to their Twitter, @CriticalBitCast, they have a lot of postings about that. So definitely go check them out. Also, fantastic superhero story. If you love superhero shows, I love Critical Bits. I'm almost all caught up, and it's hilarious the whole way through. So I rambled a lot. Let's go over to Ian.
Fun fact, the Critical Bits Twitter is actually how I found this show and ended up auditioning for it. So here I am. Good stuff. But actually, yeah, I don't... my Twitter is Ian_Caliente. I have mostly been in love and very excited for the new art for Weary. It just looks really cool. It's Ask Ren on Twitter who did the art, so I'm just very excited about that. You will find me mostly... It's just memes. Occasionally it's fan art. It's not good content, but it's not exactly the platform I would use for good content anyway. It's Twitter.
It's Twitter content, yeah.
Yeah, it's the content. But I will often retweet whenever the shows are going live or when the YouTube links come out, whatever, all that good stuff. But other than that, that's all I got. No projects or anything. Just excited to be here.
I'll hop in over Meg.
Hey there, I am Meg. You can find me on Twitter @Narnia'sPants, all one word. You can blame 10-year-old Meg for that one. It's kind of just been the username I've stuck with. Thank you, the days of Gaia Online. So you can find me on Twitter there, where I ramble about being an educator in this panini. Nothing really to promote at the moment, except, you know, the yes, Gaia. The usual of, you know, I do work at a Title I school, which means I have no money. My kids are severely impoverished. My classroom budget was $200, and I haven't seen a single item that we tried to put into order. So if you donate to my Ko-fi, whatever the hell, linked on my Twitter, it is there. All the money that I do get from that will go to buying stuff I need for my class. I will eventually post up the Amazon wish list that I have there for the stuff that I need to get for my kids. So anything and everything is great. I actually managed to get my big old music rug. Like I said, I'm a music educator, so I got that big music rug through all of the donations. So again, thanks to the people who have donated in the past for that. That was like $600, and there was no way I was getting that through my school. So that's just that, you know, help me out, help my kids out. 3 more months of school, y'all, 3 more months. But you can find me there. You can usually find me screeching about something else besides my kids, or admin being ridiculous. It's not much else these days, but that's that.
Awesome. Hop on over to Jess.
Yes, I don't have a Twitter. I do have an Instagram, an art Instagram. It's art_fantastical. Like I said last time, it's like 90% D&D OCs characters. So if you like that, go check it out. Also, very much seconding yelling about Critical Bits and their new Spider Day event. I don't know if y'all could tell because my screen's really small, but I'm wearing Spider Day shirt for the Spider Day Parade and Fun Run. Great podcast. I also found out about Rise of Nyarlathotep because of the Critical Bits Twitter. So that's how we're both here. Ian and I are both here. So shout out to Critical Bits. And a second shout out to my friend Thomas, who I'm not sure if he's still in the chat. It's his birthday. So happy birthday, Thomas. And he's a really great cosplayer and artist. He's at the Big Bear 091 on Instagram. And great guy. He's like the best Magnus Burnside cosplayer I've ever met. And we met because I crashed a Fallout photo shoot at DragonCon dressed as Final Pam, and Thomas was the only person who knew who I was. So, shout out to Thomas. Happy birthday. Have a good one.
Happy birthday. And we hop on over to Eve.
You can find me at Copper Harpy on the Twitter. That's Copper as in the metal, Harpy as in the bird monster. I will also be in Spider Day 3, as well as a future episode of the main show. And I also found out about Rise from the Critical Bits Twitter. So there you go. There's that. And,
Thank you, Joel, for sending me 60% of the cast.
Let's see. This Friday, I plan on streaming Control on this channel, so hop on there. And hopefully, I will remember to set up that digital audio cable so I can like link up to Discord and have people join me in the chat.
That's cool.
So, yep.
And we'll go over to Jason.
Yeah, so I also found out about Rise of Nyarlathotep by the Critical Bits Twitter. I'm joking. No. I'm Jason. Jason _42 here on Twitch. Jason42, no underscore on Twitter. I also play Draxir in the Battle of the Chosen Few. You should head on over to battleofthe7dice.com. Check out all the great content that's there. And that's about it for me. Thanks for joining, everyone.
I posted a link to the Discord if you care to hop in there. We're usually lurking around and post rando things. We have a chat going there for Rise of Nyarlathotep. And yeah, I also found out that Spider Day is being dropped on April 17th, so be sure to check that out with Critical Bits. But thank you all for coming by and joining us for a very normal, spidery episode of Rise of Nyarlathotep. Ta-ta, everyone!